Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, this evening, we're going to be previewing the two big games coming up on the weekend. We have Bournemouth facing off with Liverpool, and the big one on Sunday, Fulham taking on the league leaders, Arsenal. Now, joining me today to preview these two matches, we have with us Supah Size.
Press. Yeah, I'm grateful to be on, Rafa. Always happy to share my viewpoints on the greatest sport ever created, the real sport,
We also have with us Leon.
Greetings, viewers.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, gentlemen, to Beating the Press podcast. Now, we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to start by first looking at the Bournemouth versus Liverpool game. Of course, Liverpool coming off that demolition job they did on Manchester United. And Bournemouth,
trashing.
Another scintillating game where Arsenal came from behind to take care of business at home after Bournemouth led on both occasions. Now, Supah Size, what are your thoughts on these two teams coming into this fixture?
Well, coming off a excellent display against a rival or a club of that bitter blood, it's expected a win for Liverpool. It's 5th versus 20th. So my impression coming in is sturdy mindset. Cody Gakpo has seemed to found his form, or found to find some confidence on the ball. I thought he was lazy. Off the ball movement was poor when he first came. I don't know if Martinez, because he was short, he felt like a man that day. But last week, if the form that I saw Liverpool last week, they come into this Bournemouth match. Easy 5. Easy 5.
Supah Size.
Easy
Some
5.
bold prediction there's already. But Leon, give us your take. How do you see both teams coming into this fixture,
I mean, after Liverpool's big win, I think Liverpool should be going into this one with confidence. But when it comes on to like this part of the season with the bottom teams, it's always kind of tricky because they're fighting against relegation. But I mean, with last week with Bournemouth, I think they should have come away with that with a little bit of hope, seeing they were facing the league leaders. But I guess leading 2-0, their spirits might be down. So it's just how they pick themselves up after that. And I think once Liverpool is ready for the fixture, it should be a straightforward fixture for them.
Yes, I believe the big question is, can Liverpool follow up their performance against Manchester United against Bournemouth? As you mentioned in a preview previously, Liverpool have been blowing hot and cold last season. They were hot against Manchester United. The question is, will they be hot against Bournemouth? Yes, that is indeed the question. I'm approaching this one with some caution. We oftentimes see these games where big win and then you're let down by a draw or a loss. So I am cautious in my approach. But in terms of team tactics, Supah Size, how do you see both teams lining up in terms of tactics, team selection? Do you see the coaches making any changes necessarily?
No. I explain to you what's going on right now. The Liverpool thing is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Liverpool is not a hot and cold now. It's when you play this high tempo football and this free flow attack and move with it, you have to realize that you're going to have off days. Maybe you have too much off days. Maybe you need to go to look into your skills coach or something. I don't think the bottom 20th side coming off this hot form 7-0. No, come on. That dressing room should be elated. Want to go out there do an next trashing. I mean, the last match with Bournemouth is 9. Come on, in this Liverpool goals is just that sometimes this free flow thing is playing that highlight. You're playing on the guilt. But it's risk and reward. You're playing that. We are playing with the fire. So is that happens a lot with Liverpool? We have to remember that they play more interesting football than the one in the blue. So you have to realize that this free flow and this fast football, it comes with goals being conceded against teams that they shouldn't concede against. Why? That's all they're in there. The just doing. So tactical wise, I think Liverpool should go into this match. Sturdy defense. Van Dijk, start up in your defense, make a thing right. Look that midfield, that young youth, Elliot. Like it. Vicious. I like how he move the ball. Remind me of some Milner. You know? I like it. Liverpool looking good, man. Simple thing, man. 9-0. It's the last match, if I remember. We're not coming off that, you know. So 7-9, Real Madrid should be like a 5. It's a defining moment. That's before the impose are, but it's a defining moment in their season. The Real Madrid coming up and all that. So it's at this point where you really know if Club are doing work, man. I'm good, man.
Okay, well, quite a bit there, Supah Size, quite a bit there. I'll bring Leon in at this point, you know, to try and add a bit more clarity to what you just described for us. Leon, in terms of the tactics or the team selection, you know, Liverpool have picked up a bit of form of late. I believe the last 5 to 6 games they haven't conceded. How do you see both teams lining up from a tactical point of view?
I see Liverpool going with the same lineup. I mean, if it's not fixed, if it's not broken, why fix it? I understand. So I think they should go with the same lineup. Bournemouth, I know Bournemouth lines up in like a 5-4-1 with Solanke at top. So I think this game should be like pretty straightforward. As you said, Liverpool hasn't conceded in 5. Bournemouth, I think they're on like minus 20 something, minus 27 goal difference. So they don't really have a continuous goal threat. So I think the lineup should be the same. And I think it should be straightforward for Liverpool once they prepare mentally because of Liverpool. It's easy to beat Manchester United because Manchester United is going to come and play. They're going to come and press you. But Bournemouth will be in their blocks of 5 and 4, everybody behind the ball, and it will be on Liverpool to break them down. And knowing Liverpool's high line, they can be easily caught on a counter. So, and it's easy for Liverpool players to just pick themselves up and play with that intensity that Liverpool is known for because it's Manchester United. They both hate each other. So the coach doesn't have to say anything really to get their spirits pumped up. But the challenge will be a Bournemouth to see if they can get that intensity back because we haven't seen it continuously since season from Liverpool.
Yes, definitely. Thoughts I definitely agree with. Plus, in addition to that, of course, you have to guard against complacency as well. You know, with the media really blowing this demolition of Manchester United somewhat out of proportion, you know. It's a lot of goals to score against one team. But, I mean, as you say, defensively, Bournemouth is going to come with a block, pretty much like 2 blocks of 4. And it will be up to Liverpool to pretty much try to break down that team. I mean, Arsenal, you saw Philip Billing scoring after 9 seconds against Arsenal. I believe it's the second fastest goal in Premier League history. So, yeah. Bournemouth, yes, they are 20th in the league, but we know this is the EPL, and on any given week, any team can win. So, while on paper it might appear as a straightforward victory for Liverpool, you have to be careful because football is not played on paper. It's played on the field. But going back to you there, Supah Size, in terms of your score prediction for this one, how do you see this one playing out?
2 less than the last match. So I expected a 5-0. So I'm expecting 2 from Gatpo. If we can get the ball moving first and early to Nunes, exciting young player, I like it. So I'm expecting 2 from Gakpo, 1 from Nunes, and the 2 coming from free forward movement. So could Salah anybody else? But I'm expecting a thrashing, proper beat. Come on. Like, I understand that you're saying this and that, but at some point, maybe this could be the moment where we feel, because these young youths now, the younger guys at club come in, I like how it looks. I think they have more game experience are under their belt. I mean, Code that showed last week against Martinez, Godpo is this almost the same age, or if not the same age of Marcus Rashford, right? And Rashford, unimpressive, unimpressive. So now the maturity or the familiarity has been grown with the Premier League. We're getting all of these foreign-based players. So thrashing easily, 5-0, Godpo 2.
Yes, sir. We hear you loud and clear. We hear you loud and clear. 5-0 is your call. Leon, what say you?
I think I would go with 3-0 to Liverpool.
3-0 to Liverpool. I'm going to go with a closely fought game. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Liverpool win. You know, I'm not getting caught up in the euphoria of beating Manchester United 7-0. I'm going to go. I believe this game is going to be a tight affair. Bournemouth would have learned from their game against Arsenal. They would have learned from the 9-0 beating they got early in August against this very Liverpool team as well. So I'm not expecting them to be approaching this game very open, trying to play free-flowing football. I believe, as you said, they're going to set up in 2 banks of 4, try to be very defensively solid, and take whatever they can get from counter-attacks and set plays. So, I'm thinking 2-1 for Liverpool. But, of course, many more matches to play, many more twists and turns in the season. On Sunday... Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Is it possible? Let me ask you, no, Mr. Rafa. The last match that Bournemouth played is against Arsenal, as you said. So just not because the score kind of stays very brash. I understand that it's Arsenal, they scored early and all that. So there is some amount of cojones that in the side, but you have to face reality. You're a bottom side, 20th in the league.
Well, I'd say I don't disagree with you there, Supah Size.
Yeah, you blow too. No, I'm just saying that I get the rationale behind your thinking, but I'm just saying that you have to remember they blowed several leads. They can hold a lead.
Well, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating, So we'll see what transpire come Saturday. We'll see if your prediction hold true, and we'll be back here to review these 2 games as well. But let's turn our attention now to looking at the next game, the Fulham versus Arsenal game. Arsenal, of course, leading the league, 5 points clear of second place Man City. And Fulham pretty much searching for European position, whether it be the Champions League by finishing in the top 4 or grabbing one of those Europa League spots. So coming to you, dear Supah Size, how do you see both teams entering this fixture?
All right, so this was the match that I took, keen notice. Arsenal, no, this is a tricky match, extremely tricky match. The thing that will aid Arsenal is that they will play second, so City will play first. So you get that drift, so that breath of fresh there. It's playing on a Sunday early morning. It's away though. So those are very simple to look at. Arsenal, yes, coming from behind the champion spirit. I have them for the league, but Arsenal is showing me something that I don't like. Champions, it's good to have resilience, but dominance is better. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if Arsenal want to impress me this match, the impression that they're giving me, playing a team that last time they won 4 games, the last 5 games they won 4, draw 1. Arsenal should dominate this game. even though it will be a fight the coast, man. They should dominate if they want to show me personally that they are off that what you put it now, champion level. It's hard to put Arsenal and champions in the same levels. That's to get used to it, you know.
Quite an opening statement there. Controversial, very bold statements there, Supah Size. But, I somewhat share some of your sentiments in terms of, a team which is fighting to become champions. You want to see a dominant type of game, that team want to impose their style and their way of playing on whichever opponent they face. So I can understand that point. But Leon, what's your impression of these two teams and, going into this fixture? How do you see them?
I think it will be a tricky match in terms of, I know that Arsenal played today in the Europa, so it's been a while. They have played like 2 games in such a short period. So I think Arteta rested some people, so they should be relatively fresh coming in. And as Supah Size said, I think City is playing first, so they have that pressure if City wins. And for Fulham, I think Fulham has done really well this year, knowing that in recent years when they normally qualify to come up to the Premier League, they normally go straight back down. So I know they're in like 7th or 6th position. So I think they could really take the game per se to Arsenal and see if they can get something out of this match. So I think it will be a very good match.
Yes, definitely. This one is shaping up to be a closely fought game. It's a London derby, in fact. Fulham coming off a loss to Brentford in their last Premier League fixture, while Arsenal coming off that that last minute kick off the ball, which led to them winning 3-2. So it's going to be a closely fought game. But Supah Size, in terms of team selection and team tactics, how do you see these two teams matching up?
Okay. Tactical wise, no. So I did in the match analysis the other day. Fulham has a lot of persons injured, but they are still playing good football. So it's a different side, it's a different Fulham than what Arsenal had in the first half of the season. So they're on fantastic form. They can score goals. Arsenal can't defend. It's an interesting match again. But I think Arsenal will come in the same lineup. Arsenal really lacks true depth, if you want to put it that way. True depth. It's not just replacing a man, but the person coming on should be off the level or have some amount of vigor or fight coming into the game. So Arsenal lacks that. So it's a stand-up 11 that they can put out. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Everybody knows that. Zinchenko, the back line, the hot man of Saka. Yeah. Leading the front line. Yeah. And Jesus is back. Also, so I think spirits are high in the camp. So I think I'll win again, but the tactics should be Arsenal, that confident 11 that they have, and Fulham, that the best 11 they can, the most defensive and most drilled 11 the coach can find.
Interesting thoughts there, Supah Size. Very interesting thoughts there. You do touch on a good point that Jesus is working his way back from injuries, and Leon, in his opening remarks, did mention that Arsenal played today. I believe they drew that game 2-2. So, with some amount of rotation, of course, some players were rested. Other players may have been substituted early. So, you can see that Arteta is definitely keeping one eye on this Premier League fixture. So, it should be a very interesting affair indeed. But, Leon, how do you see this one from a tactical point of view?
I think Arsenal should go with the same lineup. I mean, the only thing I'll probably change would be like Zinchenko to Tierney, but I think Tierney is out of favor right now, so I think Arteta will remain with the same 11. And I think a key missing person for Fulham would be Paulina, the center defensive midfielder. I think he'll be missed for Fulham, but I think some key battles to look out for is that Fulham scores most of their goals from crossing. And we've seen in like previous fixtures where, like for example against Brentford, where Saliba struggled with Ivan Toney. So I think, and Mitrovic is back for Fulham. So I think that would be like a key battle to see how they cope with the physicality of Mitrovic and how well Arsenal managed to do that. And I think Willian also will be a key person as well. Also Andres Pereira, because they have a nice delivery, and we know that Mitrovic thrives off aerial battles. And
That's
I think Solomon, I think
Solomon.
I think he scored in the 4 previous matches. So he's red hot on form also. So I think it will be a good matchup, and I think Arsenal will go about their usual way, trying to dominate possession, try to impose their styles on the opponent, as we've seen they have done this season. So it should be a very good battle, and I think Arsenal will go with the front three of Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka. I don't think Jesus will be ready as yet. Probably will see a cameo.
I'm hearing some news that in fact Trossard may very well be out injured.
I'm not, and I see something as well that Odegaard is probably 70%, 75% chance. I think he's ill, but that should be. I'm not sure. I didn't see
rumors.
Well,
no, come on, no, look into it.
It could be some mind games.
Not to just interject. Not to interject, but rumors. I mean, nobody's got that their star is 70%. Come on. This is atrocious. It's in social media.
Some interesting thoughts there for sure, Leon. Some very interesting thoughts. I do share some of your sentiments in terms of the physical play of Fulham and the coping capabilities of the Arsenal centre-back. You know, we saw when they were tested, as you mentioned, against Brentford, that they didn't look too ready. You know, they certainly little flaws and weaknesses were observed. So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ivan Toney won 11 out of 13 aerial battles against
Yes. So definitely with Mitrovic physicality, and of course you said the crossing prowess of the Pereiras, possibly D. Cardova, Reed, Anthony, Tete on the flanks there.
They can score goals.
It should be an interesting.
They're proven they can score goals.
So Supah Size, how do you see this one in terms of final result? However.
All right, as I said before, I think Fulham can score goals. That's no doubt. That's proven. The thing with this game, you know, I would want Arsenal to win the game, you know, the league, you know. Again, let's go out on a limb, you know. But there's something about this match. It's too tricky. And Arsenal going for the win in good spirit, 3-1.
3-1 Arsenal.
I'm thinking. Yes, if Partey has a good game, that is contingent on Partey having a good game. Some amount of bitter blood is there with Leno, Jay Leno, not Jay Leno, sorry, Leno the keeper. So those bitter bloods are things that those into games. So I think there's an amount of fight or vigor. Those type of things will play into the scoreline. It's 7 versus first. If I'm correct, right? So there's gonna be goals for sure. But I'm thinking of 3-1 or 4-1 scoreline.
What say you, Leon?
I think it's a 2-1. I think it'll be closer. I think it's a 2-1. And also I forgot to mention that I think this match Thomas Partey will come back into the starting lineup for Jorginho. So I think it'll be a 2-1. 2-1 to Arsenal. Hopefully a draw, but I think it's a 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1 to Arsenal.
No,
for me personally, I'm gonna sit on the fence for this one. I'm gonna go 1-1. A scoring draw. You know, I believe Silva will have the Fulham squad fully prepared, and I'm thinking 1-1. 1-1. A draw, scoring draw. But we have 2 matches to look forward to on the weekend, 2 big games. Should be an interesting weekend again. Another weekend of, what should I say, twists and turns. We'll see how it plays out.
A quick question, Leon and Rafa. So what do you think of this Chelsea yin and yang.
Well, super. We're running short on time. We're gonna have to tackle that question in the next podcast. So, viewers and subscribers, I want to thank you for sharing and joining us on this one. Supah Size, Leon, I want to extend my thanks again to you guys for coming on and sharing your thoughts, with us. We just want to thank the viewers for continuing to share the podcast. And until next time, this is Rafa signing off.